Okay, so I just got this crazy new pedal, Broadcast by Copilot FX. So it's not actually an effect pedal, it's an expression controller. Basically, there's an LFO in here that you can control. So it's essentially like automating this. Okay, so it's got a few controls. They're slightly confusing. Range, another one under range. Rate or ratio, depending on what this switch is. This is wave, which you see you've got a few here. You've got square, sine, kind of a stepped random triangle. I still am not sure what that is. Sawtooth. And this is a bypass. This is a so which will just lock it into whatever one fixed setting. So like if it was like that, and tap tempo. Okay. So these are where all the magic happens. So this is kind of so here. I'll just play something very simple. So right now I've got it hooked up to the repeats of the El Capistan. So you can see it's tied to this light right here. So the repeats get into almost oscillation territory when this is all the way up. We're just in like a sine wave. Okay, and both of these are in the center. So this, I'm pretty sure this is essentially the range of the LFO. So like, how wide is it going? And this is, I think it's basically like where's the center of that modulation. So like, if it was a very small modulation and this was high, it would be on this part of the knob. If this was low, it would be like this. So here's what I mean. So if I turn the range all the way down, so you see, even when that light is all the way red, it doesn't really modulate that much, or it doesn't repeat that much. So if this is all the way down, so it's a low amount of modulation, but it's very high up here. So you'll see it essentially is always in this like upper range of this knob. So it's just gonna stay in that oscillation territory the whole time. So like somewhere in the middle, I'll give you this. So yeah, so if you want to kind of like, you can find the sweet spot because on this one, around 3 o'clock is where it starts oscillating. So you can kind of try to hover around there, more or less. So like, keep it, yeah. Let's see how this sounds. This side will never totally run away, but it kind of just hangs out really close to oscillation. Just super cool to just have on the background if you have something, maybe a little more like, a little more atmospheric. Here's another pretty awesome example of how I'm taking advantage of this guy. So, Chase Bliss pedals obviously are very powerful in terms of what you can do with expression. Okay, so what I've got here is this is set to sample and hold. You can tell by the LED kind of what's going on. You see it's varying in brightness pretty randomly. And I've got that plugged into the Chase Bliss generation loss. And this is controlling just the low pass filter. So this is essentially the minimum, and it is randomly moving between all the values above it. So, and I've got some hiss on here, so you'll hear the hiss kind of cut in and out as opposed to sweep, which has always been kind of a thing that I didn't love about the pedal to begin with. I just like the sweeping hiss thing wasn't really what I was going for. So having this sample and hold way to play with it is super cool. So here, I'll show you what I mean. So let me play you a sound without it. All right, so we already have some delay and reverb, But yeah, so you know, kind of a cool pad going on. But let's turn this on. So yeah, pretty cool way to take advantage of this. And you definitely can't do that with your foot. So love this application.